Hello, everyone. Today, I'd like to talk about a song that I feel is really underappreciated and overlooked when discussing songs with both great guitar riffs and great guitar solos. Now, there's so many, you can have a discussion on this, and there are plenty talking about the greatest guitar riffs and greatest guitar solo songs of all time. So you can name probably thousands and thousands of them. Now, I'm going to narrow it down to the 1990s. And even in that decade, the 1990s, the song I'm thinking about is really overlooked in a sense no one talks about it when discussing either the greatest guitar riffs or greatest guitar solo. And this song to me has both, yet it's never been discussed. If it has, it's kind of like an honorable mention or something like that, and I don't know why. And when I think about it and looking back, I have a good idea, maybe a theory as to why no one considers this song as one of, especially in the 1990s of songs that has both a great guitar riff and a great guitar solo. And before I go on, let me play what I think this is or what I feel. Okay, as you can tell, if you know this by now, if you know that guitar riff, it's Lenny Kravitz, okay? And it's the song "Are You Gonna Go My Way" from the album with the same name, "Are You Gonna Go My Way." And I remember when this came out, it wasn't really, I like to say early 90s, probably 92, 93 or something like that. As a kid listening to this, first of all, this song I happened to listen to when I was switching stations, and it's usually on the alternative rock or what they call modern rock at the time. I think it was called alternative rock at the time. And, that's a station I don't play that much because I prefer like the top 40 type stations at the time and or like either classic rock or smooth jazz. So when going to an alternative rock station and then hearing this song for the first time just blew me away. I didn't know who it was, what it was. It just was there. Now, I I don't think it was as popular as many of other Lenny Kravitz's songs at the time. When I mean popular, like on radio stations, and he has other like if listening to Lenny Kravitz, if you hear him, any of his songs, especially in the '90s, majority is not this song. It's his other songs like "Fly Away," things like that. "Believe," "American Woman." I'll talk about that later. But it's not "Are You Gonna Go My Way?" So from a popularity standpoint, I don't think it's as popular as his other songs, and I'm not sure why. And maybe at the time the song came out, "Are You Gonna Go My Way?" it was just competing with a lot of other songs at the time. So maybe that's why. So now, here's my theory as to why no one considers "Are You Gonna Go My Way" a great song. Heck, top 50, top 10 greatest guitar riffs and greatest guitar solo type songs of all time in the 1990s. And my theory is this: when you think of 1990s and you think of guitar riffs and guitar solos, artists that immediately come to mind are Nirvana, like the grunge era, like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, STP, heck, non-grunge-ish like GNR, Metallica, Van Halen, and then you could go on and on with like Britpop, so like Oasis, Bush, goes on, and then Rage Against the Machine. The artists I mentioned, like in Red Hot Chili Peppers, we could go on again. the artists I mentioned are, when you think about it, they're rock oriented, right? You think of them as rock and roll and so forth. And that's when you get into that category of guitar riffs, guitar solos, you think rock, and those are the artists, especially in the 1990s, that at least for me, I would think of. So, Lenny Kravitz. To me, Lenny Kravitz is more of a soul R&B artist, pop soul R&B with some rock. Okay, his biggest hit is gosh, I don't even remember the name, but it's the song that came before it. It ain't over till it's over. So yeah, when I think of Lenny Kravitz, is those types of songs. It ain't over till it's over. Kind of like a soul R&B, smooth pop vibe to it, right? Fly Away's another one, Believe's another one. So he has quite a bit of songs like that, but not just that. That's the thing. And I'm in this category of thinking he's more like that, an artist in that category. And because when I think of Lenny Kravitz as that type of pigeonhole him into that type of category, I totally forgot that he also do rock songs and really good ones, like Are You Gonna Go My Way? Now, he did his more popular one, I'm pretty sure, at least from what I recall back in the day, is American Woman, his cover of Guess Who's American Woman. And I'm going to admit, I don't like that cover at all. Now, he is pretty much faithful to the cover of American Woman, but it seems like one of those like B or C rated covers. Like, let's say American Woman, let's say Guess Who did the exact same cover or of Lenny Kravitz. That was one version of it, and then the version of it. The version of Lenny Kravitz would be like, one of those demos hidden in the back that they wouldn't release. They would do multiple takes. That would be one of it until, they finally get the right one that they love. And it's the one we know of from the Guess Who. That's what I think of Lenny Kravitz's version of American Woman. It's just, put it away. It's not the final one. So, but yet it was popular back in the day, if I recall. It was always on the radio, always probably on MTV as well. So that to me is kind of like, and the reason why I brought it up is that's the only other song that I would consider Lenny Kravitz that is really a rock song, hard rockish, that was popular for him back in the day. So I don't know. I remember going back to in the library listening to "Are You Gonna Go My Way," that album, and that, if I recall, that album was more rock oriented than anything else he had in his discography. So it's one of those reasons why I think people never bring up "Are You Gonna Go My Way" as a great guitar riff and guitar solo song, especially in the 1990s. It's because really no one thinks of Lenny Kravitz as a rock artist. So, and that's one of the reasons why I like Lenny Kravitz, because he really he's all around. He's not you can't really put him in a category, because if you listen to, especially his greatest hits, if you listen all the way down, top to bottom, it pretty much has everything. It has soul R&B that most people would consider him to be, general pop, light rock, and then rock. And, you can't fit him pigeonhole him into one particular category, because he does multiple genres of music well. And that's why I like Lenny Kravitz. But going back to "Are You Gonna Go My Way," that guitar riff that you heard, do 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 do, and then the guitar solo as well, the middle half, back end of the middle half to the end, I thought it was a really good solo. Now, is it like like a Jimmy Page type of solo? No, but it's great for what it is, for that song in particular. So, anyway, that's my theory as to why this song, Are You Gonna Go My Way, is overlooked and really underrated in terms of great guitar riffs and solos of all time, let alone the 1990s. So tell me what you think. Do you like the song? Maybe you think it's the riff is just generic or mid or something. I don't know. Guitar solo itself, mid or overrated. I don't know. But to me, it's once I hear this song, and I'm pretty sure most rock heads or anyone that likes rock would listen to this song, even for the first time, I bet you they can't help but just bopping their head because the riff is so good. The solo's really good too. So let me know what you think. Anyway, thanks. Bye.